Hello, welcome to another video. I haven't played Skywars in a while, nor have I made videos. I updated my OBS by 5 versions, so after this game I'm gonna have to check if the settings are correct. Because I don't wanna waste time for no reason. But yeah, I think it's understandable that I haven't made any video over the holidays, but I only made one video in December, which I feel could have been better, but there have been a lot of things happening, mostly related to skyblock. I already made a video on Aura, but it's still an ongoing event. A lot of things have changed since then, and I would like to talk about them to some extent. Okay, so far so good. Hi. It shouldn't be able to hit me like that. Whatever. Yeah, I'm bad at inventory management right now. Okay, don't die. For the love of God, don't die. Can I kill you? Just real efficiently, while I try to remember what else I want to talk about. Okay, lovely. Let me check if audio works. So, everything seems to be working fine. So, let's get to the main topic of this video. I planned to make a video of getting max magical power in November. I think, but then Aura came along, and during the first election there were many new accessories being added, so I had to wait before being... That's too much, if you ask me. So I had to wait before being able to, you know, do the thing. That was a bad idea, actually. You have... I have no shame. I wasted all my items on that. And he survived! Okay, so I wanted to get all the magical power, but they added new accessories, so I had to save money to get them. And before I could properly do that, Greenhouse came along. And Greenhouse added a lot more accessories. And the timing was so incredibly unfortunate that... There's... Alright, that worked. The timing was so incredibly unfortunate that Greenhouse actually came out on the day that I planned to get max magical power. And that just, you know... I was hoping I would kill you. But Greenhouse added a lot more accessories, which means I have to wait to get all of them before being able to make that video. It added Sunshine Crystal and Moonshine and Moonlight Crystal, which are upgrades to Sun and Moon Day and Night Crystals, which are good and easy to get. There's Helianthus Relic, upgrade to Fermentor Relic, which was expensive, but is also a good upgrade. Then there's Bioanalysis Artifact, which requires getting all 40 mutations. I currently have 48, there are 38, so I'm gonna be getting that tomorrow probably. Or later today if I get lucky. And lastly, there's the Voters Badge. We are not a player. I think there's a player here. Thing about Voters Badge is... Okay, I do not want to go there. Is that it's obtained from new visitors, which only appear when their respective mayor is a candidate. So that's not happening as long as Aura is in office. Lovely. And the thing about Aura is that every election cycle, top 3 players get to choose a unique perk. But the perks are only introduced immediately in the very first election, and all the other ones will be introduced at a later time, presumably after Aura is over. So after Aura is over, which will make Voters Badge obtainable, there will be new perks introduced, which will likely introduce new accessories, which means getting max magic power is a nightmare. Nobody currently has it, and nobody will for quite some time. I really don't want this unit. Okay. And you know, that's very annoying. In the meantime, I've been doing greenhouse, you know, progressing stuff. So that's one of the things that has been holding me back. But there have been other things that were happening, which are less annoying. Wasn't there a guy here? Okay, well, there is somebody. Or has more nuances to it than stopping me specifically from getting max magic power. And one of those is, again, related to the perk system. Every election during Aura, 7 players get elected. Most of them get to choose perks from other mayors, and only top 3 get to choose unique perks, which will be introduced later. But on top of the mayor perks, there's also plenty of perks that are unique to Aura. We've already seen multiple of them, and while I don't know how the perk selection works, so I don't have a list of all the perks available, we've seen a perk that grants all the elected ministers plus 5,000 votes, which gives them the opportunity to, you know, create an oligarchy. Hi. Okay. We've seen another perk which makes all the votes being affected by fame, but notably not the artifact of control, which is annoying, because that cost me a lot of money. Can you die, please? Another perk removes one of the perks that Aura has. It has previously only been called Remove Bad Perk, but we've also seen a good perk being removed in this election, which is interesting. What else was there? There was the weird perk that 30 Virus had, which could have been unique for all we know. And I cannot think of much else. I kinda need to heal. This is not a fair battle. Okay, and I'm out. I had an opportunity to actually look at all the perks, which means the 2 perks that I didn't mention are one that increases the efficiency and the general, you know, benefit of having Bush to Cookie, which is nice, but I don't know the specific of how it works, and another which gives you 10,000 coins if you say Aura best in chat, which is objectively funny. Could you? That's not what I wanted to happen. But this only leaves the controversial perk that I wanted to talk about, that I didn't talk about, because it only happened in the election after I made my last video. Which is the public surveillance perk, first chosen by the YouTuber CandyPat, which reduces everyone's stats by 10% if they don't check up with a new TPC. Now that looks, you could say, pure evil, but it actually gives the minister who selects the perk benefits, which is, you know, why it exists, and that makes it interesting, you know, because if you look at Aura's skin, or, you know, general context with a, you know, military takeover, ish. I don't think skyblock has military, but you get my point. Is that why would they do something for the general benefit all the time? You know, it's an event. It's supposed to be fun. We could just, you know, play pretend for a little bit, similarly how we all did with Dante when it happened. But the aftermath of that perk is that everyone absolutely hated it because you needed to do it every 30 minutes, and it worked on all perks, not just the perks that would be affected by stuff like Legion, Renowned, or any Dragon Pet. So that included breaking power, mining speed, fortune, and even Rift stats, which doesn't really make sense because, you know, Aura isn't the minister in Rift, but what can you do? And while that is unfortunate that it does that, it's not a justification of what happened, which was incredible hatred aimed at Candy Pet, who did not deserve it, and as a matter of fact, the perk was taken back and changed and replaced soon after. And while I absolutely hate the behavior of the players aimed at the Candy Pet, it actually led to something I find quite funny, which is in few elections later. A different player has joined the election. The player was Melon King DE, who chose the public surveillance perk once again. Did no one get kills this game? The reason I find it funny is because I absolutely love the approach that Melon King chose. After he got elected, he chose a new skin, this one. And while after, when the perks were revealed, it came to everyone's attention that he chose the very controversial perk of public surveillance, which has since been changed. Instead of requiring checking every 30 minutes, it's now 12 hours, which is, you know, better. I think it's definitely worth appreciating the humor of choosing to be the villain. I absolutely love the idea. In fact, I also had the idea. Unfortunately, I cannot influence people to vote for me, despite my main attempt, which is fine. It was worth a shot, despite it being a long shot. Another thing that happened with Aura that is also mind-boggling is that I think people got bored of the same players being elected, so they decided to vote somebody new. They started with God, and they somehow got the player who has never joined Hypixel to select perks, assuming they weren't just, you know, assigned. And then they voted Notch. After that, new accounts were created, specifically Keep Aura and Stop Aura, or I think End Aura, or something along those lines, which happened in last election. I don't think that was an official way to decide whether or not the event will be stopped or not, but I've heard something about this event, this next election being the last one. Oh hey, that worked out. Now the source that claimed this election is going to be the final one. Hypixel said, well, devs said something that the event is going to be different than Day 1, because players will get to choose the outcome of the event, and one of the options would be that it would come back later, which is certainly exciting. I don't think it should be like an annual event or something, but this event is fun. I would like to see more of it later. Who knows, maybe when we will have some... I drew a dice. Well, that's a bug report. I think it would be time if we all had some time off to think about some new fun ways to, you know, do the event. It would really be good. I did. That was poor timing. Could have been worse though. I don't like you. I think that is everything I have to say regarding Aura. Although, I was hoping for the Shen aspect to be more explored, but who knows, that might happen when the event ends. Or maybe we'll get some when we get an update regarding the NPC. Because Shen is interesting, right? I'm not the only one who thinks so. At least I hope not. Nice. Okay, that gave me no time at all. I usually alt-tab when I join the game, especially now that there's no players. A consequence of that is that I sort of don't know what else to talk about. So that's unfortunate. Well, my upcoming plan is to do get the Rose Dragon Pet, and with that the last accessory that I'm missing, the last obtainable one, which means I will be back at max pet score. Also, since I last progressed in an interesting way, I also managed to max Slayers and all the crop milestones, which is nice. It's a lot of skyblock XP from all of that. But once I have Rose Rank, I will, as mentioned, get max pet score, and with that I will also be able to farm at the most efficient way again, which is great. Because I still need some sawdust. Actually, I'm not sure if that's the pronunciation, but I do need some sawdust so I can finish farming and get max skyblock XP from that, which is my plan in the future. That hurt. Can I? Oh, that's not great. I did worked out. You don't have any healing, which is disappointing. I didn't mean to throw it away. Let me just sort the inventory while I remember what else. That was. As mentioned, I haven't played Skywars in a while, so I'm terrible at it. To my own detriment. I don't even have. I have Void Charm, so I don't need. That. Although it would be useful when someone attacked me. What am I doing? Why am I so bad at... Anyways, after I'm finished with farming, I sort of don't have anything else to do in Skyblock. At least not until things change, because I don't feel like doing dungeons. Hi. So I think I will focus on school, because exam season starts on Monday. Which is annoying. But I don't have all as many things I need to do during the season, so, once I'm done with the few things that I do have, I will have time to focus on YouTube, because exam seasons last an entire month. Actually, slightly more. For exam season, I need to write 3 exams. One of them I tried yesterday, but failed miserably, but I have multiple attempts. And another one I will be doing later today once, school starts, which is in a few hours. So I'm hoping to get this video done by then. But once I'm done, I will be able to focus on YouTube a little bit. I already had a little bit of a plan where I would go through all my recorded videos and finally get rid of them. Because I want to play Terraria and I want to have room on my computer to do that. Plus there's, also benefit to just having more videos. Let me just punch you, so I don't waste durability on the sword. Okay. You see. I guess that's fair. And after I make those videos, I plan to release them daily, as I did a while ago with Undertale. I'm gonna focus on some other tasks, probably work on a more Silksong video so I can go and make the foraging video, hopefully finish it before 1 year anniversary or before, another of the foraging islands comes out. So that's the plan. I would like to make a view. That was annoying. Okay, frog helmet, saving my life. I left the lucky block there. You deserve death. That was none whatsoever. Jesus. Leave me alone. Why does everyone have a bow in this game? Okay. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, the train of thought is still lost. I'm excited for new games that will come out later this year, mostly Deltarune, because I'm addicted to that game. And also, oh yeah, Sea of Sorrows DLC for Slick Song. Wild time to live in, certainly. Especially if you're a gamer, but, you know, there's a lot of not gaming stuff too. Oh my god, you have armor. Didn't help you. I'm just gonna make an outro, and if I think of something, I'll just move the outro back. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. If you like it, leave a like and subscribe. Not a lot of people have done that. And I will see you another time. I actually plan to make a video about my first semester of college, but that will happen probably after the exam season, because I don't think fitting it here would be wise, because that would make it incredibly long, and I want to edit this and release it before going to school today. So yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe. See ya.